No, there's not. There's not a better holiday than Thanksgiving. You know, get to eat all you want. Man, there ain't nothing better.
Especially for an offensive line.
Exactly.
What is it like for you guys? I asked Deshaun the same thing, but kind of, most people just really kind of chill out, eat as much as they want. It's just a throwaway day. You guys want to enjoy it a little bit, but yet you really can't get too far outside yourselves because a day and a half later you got to go play the biggest game of the year.
Oh yeah, and we we have practice in the morning, and then Coach Sweeney kind of lets us go on our own, and we unwind a little bit, and we know what the holiday's all about, and but we do have to keep some sense of focus and know that, like you said, we do play a couple days later. So but it's nice the way that they do it around here. If you don't have a place to go, then you go to a coach's house. So they do a really good job at letting us unwind, but not too much.
You grew up with a grandfather that pulled for Clemson. You grew up pulling for Clemson. Does this game mean a little extra?
I think it means a little extra to everyone. But yeah, it definitely does to me. But I think to everyone, just because it is a big time rivalry. It's one of the longest running I know in the country, and it's something that is special to be a part of. And both teams just have that certain little edge. And I know it's a cliche, but records really do go out of the window whenever you play in a rivalry game, and it's just something that it's that everyone knows in the back of their mind that this is one of the biggest games of the year. But we always try and keep it as just every other game.
Do you think about how, given your background, you're going to be starting this time? You're starting in this game that you watched growing up.
Yeah, it'll be a little surreal. Just like you said, watching it since I was a little kid, and getting to go out there first is something that's pretty special. But it's something that I've always worked towards and always aspired to be a part of, and I'm just really, really, really happy that I have the chance to do that.
If you look at it from their perspective, they don't have a bowl game. They've had a bad season, but they got a chance to beat the #1 team in the country. That's their top rival. How do you think they're approaching this game?
They're going to approach this game, harder than I feel like, any other game. Like you said, it is a rivalry game. They're a team that can beat you. They've got athletes, and they've got a good coaching staff, and they're a team that can beat you. And so you have to come out, guns hot, and just really, really just stay focused and not let anything be a distraction, and know that we know what we want, we know where we want to be, and so anyone that's in our path, we can't let that, no matter who it is, stop us.
What's your first memory of watching this game?
Oh man, first memory, I have no idea. It's all so jumbled up. I remember being a little kid. I have no idea how old, probably, under 8 years old, sitting there in the living room of my grandparents' house, watching it. They had this big TV that this entertainment system is pretty old now, but they, I remember sitting there watching it and just thinking, man, like that would be so awesome to be a part of, and then I remember me and one of my little cousins going outside and playing, and I always made him be South Carolina. and I just remember thinking, man, that would be so awesome to get to be a part of that. So now, it is pretty special.
Who was your cousin?
He's a high schooler now, but he's Jason Davis. He grew up with me kind of like my little brother. I've got a little brother, but we were all so tight. My aunt, she kind of helped raise me too, so he's kind of like my little brother. So we spent a lot of time together.
Can you remember any of the players in that game?
Not specifically. I don't think I was quite old enough to be like, oh man, look at that, but I just remember watching it and just being like, man, that would be so awesome if I could be a part of that.
Did you take mercy on the cousin because he was sorry, or did you go ahead and beat up on him?
No, I went ahead and beat up on him. I went ahead and beat up on him. I had it instilled when I was a little kid that we didn't like South Carolina too much, so I went ahead and beat up on him a little bit.
Did you wear a Clemson shirt out there?
Yeah, I did. I had a little Clemson jersey. I think let's see who it was. I think it was James Davis, I think, who was my first Clemson jersey. And it was purple, and it's where we still had the tubing around. And I wore that thing everywhere. And because I went through a phase, I mean, probably from 2nd to 3rd grade till about 7th grade, where I probably wore a jersey to school every day. Like that, I was that kid. and so, and that was always my favorite jersey, was my Clemson jersey.
But you made a kid named Jay Davis be a Gamecock. That just seems wrong.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's, you know, I had to do it. I could never be a Gamecock. You know, I had to make him do it.
I think there's an actual level of hatred between the fans of these two schools. Can you just describe for us what the level of like dislike, you know, between players is? I'm sure on the grand scale, it's not actual hatred. Can you kind of describe the emotion against these guys?
I mean, I think sometimes our fans, you know, want it. I mean, they definitely want it just as much as we do. I mean, you know, you walk around town, and you know, before last year, and no one was very happy with you, you know, because you hadn't beat South Carolina in a few years. So I mean, it's like you said, it's like I mean, it really is. It's like a hatred, you know, and I mean, it's something that's really hard to describe, because you know, I've just never seen two groups of people that hate each other so much over a football game, you know, over a game, and that makes it, you know, a little bit more special for us, because you know, our fans are so great. I mean, and both fans are so great, and you know, that we want to do it for them as well, because I mean, I know that this game makes people's year, and it breaks people's year, you know, and there are some people that will be upset till next year, you know, if we don't win this game. So I mean, and so I really want to do it for them too.
You talked about throwing the records out, but it's been a long time since there's been a discrepancy like this between these two teams. A lot of young guys on this team. There's a game after this. There's just a lot of different distractions that come into it. Any concern about some of these young guys not being focused on this game?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, especially, you know, even if we didn't have the great leadership that we do, I mean, everyone understands what this rivalry is about. So I don't think that there will be any problem with our younger guys. And they're all pretty mature for their age too, for the most part. They do a really good job at you know, I mean, because we're prideful, you know, and we want to go out and show our best every single game. And that's one thing that Coach Sweeney's done a really good job at instilling in us is, you know, you are what you are on film. You know, if you say you're an effort guy, well, then you're going to see it on film. And so we want to put on film what we think we are. And so there's a level of pride there, and I think that they do a really good job at really taking in that, you know, every game is like a championship game, and obviously this is a state championship. So I don't think it'll be any problem getting our guys focused in.
You talk a lot about the fun stuff in this rivalry. Some of your teammates say that nobody does a better Dabo Sweeney impersonation than you do. Can you give us a couple examples of what they're talking about? They say, hands down, you are the guy.
I think I am the guy, but I'll give you this. We go win this weekend. I'll give you a little hint of it.
We're gonna hold you to that.
You're recording.
I'll give you all a little hint of it.
Next Monday, you better be here.
All right.
We've also heard of Coach Caldwell in person.
I do. I think I've got a lot of our coaches down. I can do Coach Sweeney, Coach McCorvey, Coach Caldwell. I can get Coach Elliott, Coach Jeff Scott. I can get a bunch of them, because it's been a tradition, I guess, this year that every week, Friday before we go to the movies, I get on the bus and I do all of my impersonations every single week. And I mean, the defensive guys are a little upset because I can't go on their bus and do it, and they try and sneak on our bus, but we kick them off because, you know, this is offense only. But no, I mean, it's something that, you know, I do just because, you know, you got to stay loose. But I think I've got a pretty good impersonation of them.
You do it, Coach Venables, like you do his faces.
I can do Coach Venables. You know, being on scout team for a whole year, our redshirt year, I got him down pretty good too. I don't know if I could do it in front of y'all though. He gets a little intense sometimes.
like his face.
Yeah. I can do his face. I got a pretty good Coach
coach.
bats at 2 in the weight room.
Have the coaches seen these?
They've seen it.
Okay.
They'll come and sit on our bus, and they'll come and sit on our bus and watch it, and it's pretty funny because I mean they all get a laugh out of it, and they know that I like to have fun with them, and they think it's pretty funny.
Is there a coach that wasn't too flattered by your impersonation of him?
If there was one coach I'd have to say gets a little hurt by it, would be Coach Scott. And, Jeff, yeah, I rag on him pretty hard. Well, his first couple, I think he may have been a little nervous his first couple, offensive pregame speeches, and he did an okay job, but not a great job. And I think he may have tried a little too hard. So I like to give him some stuff on that.
How many of those coaches would be upset if you did it in front of us and they found out?
I don't know if they'd be upset. There'd be some good stuff because we like to joke around, as an offense, and whenever we go through our slideshows, we throw a couple funny things in there on Fridays. I think it'd be something good that we could put in there. So I don't think they'd be too upset. Maybe Coach Scott will get a little upset. That's about it. But it's all in good fun, and he knows that I love it. So.
All right, something to look forward to next
Thanks,
Monday.
Jay.